Is marriage hard? I used to think so, but now I'm shifting. Let's get into it.
Vows, sex, and housekeeping. Join the conversation. This is what you need, and let's go.
We often hear people talk about marriage is hard work and marriage is hard and it's difficult and it is really frightening. It almost makes you not want to get married. And I used to tell people that. And yes, marriage is perhaps one of the most sacrificial relationships you will ever enter into in your life. But I don't think it's hard. I no longer agree with that standpoint. I do know or think I understand what makes it seem hard, and it has nothing to do with the marriage. It has everything to do with the individuals. I know you're probably looking like, well, two individuals make up the marriage, but there's something specific about the individuals. Paul talks in 1 Corinthians 7 where this scripture is often referring more to sex, or that's the part that we pull out the most. But he talks about how the man doesn't have control over his own body, but the wife, and the wife doesn't have control over her own body, but the husband, and how we shouldn't deprive each other of sex lest we get tempted, and we should only separate sexually for a period of time so that we can give extra time to prayer. And he's giving people a suggestion on how to deal with the married life as being a believer. But I also think that the scripture highlights something. The two things that make marriage appear or seem to be difficult. And here it is. Selfishness. Selfishness. All you need is one person in the marriage to be selfish. One. But if you have both people in the marriage are selfish, and most times you do, more often than not, then the marriage is going to be hard. That's because the two individuals, one or both of them, have not figured out how to yield their will, their way, their thoughts, their desires to their spouse, or how to compromise properly. And a lot of that is just deep rooted in us, our selfishness. Whenever you're bringing two things together, and I'll have to share with you the knife video teaching that we do, but anytime you're trying to bring two things together, you're going to usually have some heat and some friction, and that heat and friction is to make sure that it has a strong bond. When you are trying to get two selfish individuals to be selfless, whatever they are working together on is going to have some level of friction and challenge. The key is not to give up when the heat is high. That's all I have for you. I'll see you on the next video.